This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and for the first time, I am delighted to be joined by Hannah Baggaley over Zoom. Hannah, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm not too bad.
Good to hear. Now, obviously, what we hope is your professional debut is only a matter of, what, 10 days or so away now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling focused. I'm not really excited this time. I'm not like as buzzing as I was. Not because like I'm not happy about it. It's just I'm just trying to like keep level headed because last time was such a heartbreak that I don't want to go through that again.
I was about to say, do you think because of how the events unfolded last time round, it's kind of taken the shine off of what will be your professional debut this time?
Yeah, massively, because it doesn't even feel like my debut now. It feels like my second one, like round two.
Before we do advance into kind of discussing July 31st when you are out, let's just go back over that when we was trying to do an interview back then. Just to explain to me how everything unfolded to end up with you facing Hannah Rankin in what was just an exhibition bout.
Oh, it was just chaos, like from start to finish. So we'd got an opponent. It was fine for weeks. She was called Chelsea Arnell. I will name her because I'm not happy about it. And 4 days before, she drops out because she says she's got an injury. But like I followed her on social media because I wasn't impressed. And on her social media, she was going out for runs, like still like boxing. So I thought, well, what's your injury? Because you're still training, you're still doing both parts, you're still running and you're still boxing. So it's not like you've got a hand injury and you're just running, like you're training. So I was fuming about it. I did actually comment on one of her photos because she posted a photo saying, I can't wait to be back in the ring, competitive, blah, blah, like this big spiel about how excited she was, like a day before she cancelled like our fight. So I was just like, don't talk shit. And she deleted it. Because I was proper fuming. And then I thought, right, no, it's fine. I'm gonna get an opponent. We've got 4 days. So then that night we was like, right, we've got this I don't even know how you say it, like Borisov. I don't want to be rude and not pronounce it right, but like she was Hungarian, I think. So we'd got this lady as like a last minute sort of step in. I wasn't really pleased about it, but it is what it is. And then literally the day of the weigh-in, there was like the board of boxing control of Wrangles and basically just like said she can't get in the ring with you. There wasn't like a great deal of an explanation, which left me even more annoyed. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that, but my next door neighbours just started drilling.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it, but
it's
only
really
only
pissing me off.
slightly.
Can you hear it?
Only slightly.
It's really doing me in. So yeah, so I was fuming, and then they said find another opponent, one suitable, and we'll let her get in the ring. Still, she's weighed in, everything's sound. Now, unbeknownst to us at the time, Hannah Rankin was at the hotel already, signing contracts for fight deals with Dennis at the time. So Dennis was like, worst comes to worst, we might have to do an exhibition if Hannah will step in. So I was like, well, let's just try and get an opponent first. And then if worst comes to worst, we'll ask Hannah, because we hadn't even asked her. So that was just like a presumption, which one, I didn't think was going to happen anyway. It was just more of like an empty threat. And then like the next thing was, I thought I was just still hoping and believing that we would get an opponent. And then, yeah, it just didn't work out. Hannah was already in the hotel. So we were just like, right, let's just get this going. Could you do an exhibition with us? Like, would you mind? And she said, like, she'd seen the ordeal as well. Like, I was in and out of the hotel, like crying, like stressed. So like, obviously she didn't know what was going on at the time, but she'd like seen all the commotion. So she was like, yeah, of course I will, because she'd actually had the same thing happen to her 3 times on a debut. So I can't even imagine how that felt. So we were just really lucky.
How did you find the experience of sharing the ring with Hannah in the end?
I was like buzzing about it, to be honest with you. After it had settled in that like I wasn't going to make my debut and I'd got over it, I sort of then started just getting excited because I was like, right, like you can't buy that sort of experience. You would never dream of two active fighters doing an exhibition. One's a former world champion and is going to be fighting for a title in the near future, and she's also headlining like an all-female card and stuff. So you just wouldn't get that. Like money wouldn't buy that, and I was really pleased about that because you sort of got a dress rehearsal, the feeling of the pro debut, and all the nerves still. But like you know, there's no 0 or 1 going on your record, so the pressure is off. However, I still felt quite a bit of pressure because we were told we couldn't fight on the inside. If we did let our hands go, and he thought we were trying to put too much power in it to like knock each other out, he'd stop it and we'd both get sanctioned by the board. And yeah, we couldn't really use our right hand much. I mean, there is times I let go a little bit because we sort of have to give the fans like some sort of show. However, like me and Hannah both said after, like that was the hardest thing we've ever had to do because you naturally want to unload your power when you're throwing them shots. So even when you're naturally just like doing a combination off like a slip or a roll, you have to remember that you can't put power in. So sometimes that was leading me to be caught because I'm obviously thinking too much in the ring, and so she. And it was just, it was very, very hard, but it was an amazing experience. And I loved every minute of it. And I'd redo it exactly like it happened if I got that chance again. So
I know it's an exhibition and it goes down as a draw, but who won in your opinion?
I don't think anyone won. We didn't even try.
Hannah, obviously, just with that, for what you experienced with Hannah Rankin, have you guys spoken about potentially showing ring sparring or anything so you can actually?
Yeah. So me and Hannah have like swapped numbers. We've become like friends. We are gonna go up to her and spar soon, but obviously she is in London, so it's not exactly ideal in this camp. But as soon as this fight's over, we will be making arrangements to go down. So yeah, hopefully Hannah's like happy to like show me some stuff, sort of like take me under her wing a little bit, and you know help me come further along. So yeah, we are gonna start sparring. We have said that. So yeah, it'll be good.
So now talk to me about July 31st when you are in the ring for what? Well, you're hopefully in the ring for your professional debut. How are you feeling this time around? I know you said it's not the same, but how has this camp gone in comparison to your first camp? Have you been able to do things differently because you know what to expect, how to manage your weight better, what have you?
I was pretty good with my weight anyway because we were fighting for the first time ever at my natural weight. So I felt strong, I felt heavy-handed, I feel fit. Everything went absolutely amazing. Like it couldn't have gone any better, the camp. And then obviously that happened. And we just went straight back into camp. Like there wasn't really a break, so it doesn't feel like we've gone into another camp. It just feels like this camp's been very long. We're now at like the 10 or 11, maybe even 12-week mark, I think. I think we've done like 9 weeks come the fight night, and it's been like 2 weeks since, so we're on like 11 weeks of the camp now. I think the hardest bit for me is I love my food, so I was getting excited thinking, yes, I can eat what I want, like come fight night, and then like obviously I knew I was going straight back into camp, so I had to get straight back on it. So that is quite hard to like have your willpower on that. However, yeah, I don't know, like this camp's gone really good. If anything, it's gone a bit better because we've sort of done a bit more sparring, and we've done like more rounds with people, so we're only doing like 4 to 6 on the last camp, and then right near the fight date we were just doing 4 2-minute rounds to sort of pick up the pace and be realistic on how I would be on the fight night. Whereas like the other day I did 10 rounds, and it was, you know, a fast-paced 10 rounds as well. Hard 10 rounds, probably one of the hardest bars I've done. And yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. So I've had a really good camp this one, and I'm hoping it'll just be better and better. So we've only got 10 days now, so the hard work's sort of done. It's just getting through these last 10 days mentally now.
People haven't had the chance to see you in the ring, like we know, but from an actual professional fighting standpoint. So when July 31st does come around, What should people expect? How would you explain your approach to fighting?
Well, it's funny because when I was getting ready to do this Zoom call, I was actually laughing to myself because I got a message off someone like a few weeks ago, and like it's just funny. People judge you on what they've seen on YouTube from 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I was fighting unlicensed with no coach, all self-taught, just going up and down the country fighting anyone that I could, and people still presume that that's how you fight, even though I've been training now professionally for like 10 months properly. So and seriously with Arnie for like nearly 3. So my boxing's completely different. It's completely different to when I went to Arnie 3 months ago. Now, if someone had said to me like, "How's your boxing 3 months ago?" I would have said, "Yeah, it's still really scruffy. It's shit, basically." But in these 3 months, I feel like we've come on tremendously. So you'll definitely see like a cleaner boxing match in terms of like I'll be trying to get out of the way of punches rather than just walking forward and just taking them to give them. And yeah, I just want to be clean and sharp. That's what I've said to everybody the whole time on the last camp, is that I want to look clean. I want to hit the target properly. Like I don't want to look scruffy in the ring. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to showing the skills that me and Arnie have worked hard on. So
one talking point which has come up with regards to female boxing, get your thoughts on, is 3-minute rounds. Are you an advocate for it, Hannah?
I mean, there's positives and negatives to it. Like at the minute, I'm finding like 10 2-minute rounds quite challenging because I'm used to 3 2-minute rounds from the unlicensed scene. But we do me and Arnie do work on 3 minutes, not while we're at this end of the camp, but like we usually do 3-minute rounds anyway, even in sparring. But we only change it to 2 minutes on the last couple of weeks of training nearer to the fight, just so that like we up the intensity. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think it'd be good. Like when I've got a bit more experience. In personal opinion, I'm happy with the 2 minutes for now. But I think when I'm a bit more experienced, I'd probably want the 3 minutes because you're looking to sort of set the shots up and go for a better knockout. You still get them in the 2 minutes, but it's very fast paced, like, sometimes even scruffy fighting because you've only got 2 minutes each round. So for now, I'm happy with 2 minutes, but I think I would like to see women do 3 minutes eventually.
And Hannah, just also got just a few thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on if they was to happen. They've been spoken about for a while now. So one of them being Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields. What would be your thoughts if we saw them two square off?
Oh, I'd absolutely love to see them fight. I'm just not sure it's ever going to happen though. Like it's just like the AJ v Fury fight. Like it just seems to be like something's always in the way and it's just never going to happen. And that's how I feel at the minute. But I would love to see that because my opinion is very controversial on that. Everyone thinks Savannah easy knockout. And now I'm not saying she wouldn't win. What I'm saying is I just don't think I think people are just not giving Clarissa enough credit. I feel like it'll be a much harder fight than people think for Savannah. Granted, I still think she could win it, but I just don't think it's as one-sided as people like to make out.
Another one being Michaela Moya and Terry Harper.
Yeah, oh my God, I've wanted that to happen for ages and ages. Before Terry was like that big, when Michaela just started calling her out, and there was a bit of Twitter beef between Michaela and Steffi. Yeah, I'd love to see that happen. I do think Terry beats her, and I do think she beats her with ease. Terry's a much classier boxer, and I've seen the skill set's different. Like, I'm not saying Michaela's not good. I just think Terry's a bit more skilled and a bit more perfected in all areas of the boxing. Michaela's quite robotic. She moves forward, doesn't really take her head off the line. But maybe that's because of the sort of opponent she's had, because a lot of the opponents she's had don't really give her that much pressure. So who knows? But I do think Terry would win that with ease.
And the last one, Katie Taylor and Chantal Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing this one, and obviously they are different weight divisions, only by one. I'm not sure on that one. It's a tough one because I don't feel like their styles. I've never thought about it, but I mean, I would like to see it, but I still think Katie Taylor would win.
Right, Hannah, we will leave it then. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day and this beautiful weather we currently have over in the UK. Thank you for your time and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
No problem. Thank you for having me.